I used to think I had life all figured out. 20 years married, and I was certain we'd built something solid, unshakable, a life I thought nothing could touch. We met at 23, just kids really, two clueless kids who thought they knew what love was. She had this laugh that could light up the darkest room and these eyes that made me feel like I was the only man in the world. I didn't just fall for her, I crashed, head over heels. And she fell just as hard. Before we knew it, 6 months had passed, and we were married. People said we were rushing it, that we were too young, that we had no idea what marriage was about. I didn't care. We were in love, and for a while, that was enough. Then came the kids. Our son first, tall and quiet, much like me. Then our daughter, 15 now, sharp-tongued and fiercely loyal, always ready to defend the people she loved. They became the center of our world. I worked like a man possessed to give them the life I never had. Long hours, 60-hour weeks, missed birthdays, soccer games, dance recitals. All for the house in the suburbs, the private schools, the vacations to Disney and the beach. I wanted them to have comfort, stability, opportunity, the things I grew up without. And I wanted her to have it all, too. She stayed home, raised the kids, ran the household, never lifted a finger outside of the family. That was our agreement. That was how we lived. And I thought she was happy. I thought we were happy. But things started to change. Slowly at first. Tiny, almost invisible shifts that I insisted were just my imagination. She stopped kissing me goodbye. Stopped asking about my day. Her phone became a barrier, always angled away from me, always locked whenever I walked by. Handshakes I offered were brushed aside. Date night suggestions were met with sighs and excuses. I told myself it was normal. 20 years in, monotony creeps in, right? Life isn't the whirlwind of 23 anymore. Responsibilities, bills, kids, maybe she just needed a break. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe I needed to try harder. Then came that Tuesday evening. She sat next to me on the couch, soft voice, serious eyes. She needed a break. A girl's trip, she called it. A weekend with friends at a resort a couple hours away. She talked about being burnt out, suffocated by routine, needing to find herself outside of being a wife and a mom. Just a little me time, she whispered. I didn't hesitate. Of course, I said. Go. You deserve it. I wanted to be the husband she needed, understanding, supportive, guilt-free. I even helped her pack Thursday night, folding clothes she'd probably toss in her suitcase herself if I didn't. Friday morning, she kissed the kids goodbye, smiled at me, and walked out the door. I stood there, watching her drive away, convinced it was good for her. Good for us. I had no idea what was coming. That weekend, she wasn't just gone, she was with another man. I didn't know it then. All I knew was that Friday night, the house felt wrong. Empty. Strange. I sat on the couch with the kids, scrolling through takeout menus, trying to fill a void I couldn't explain. She'd been gone hours, and still, something didn't sit right. My son was gaming upstairs, my daughter curled up beside me, half watching TV, half on her phone. I told myself I was imagining it. She's with friends, she's fine. But deep down, I knew something had shifted. Something had changed. I just didn't know how badly yet. Saturday dragged. I woke to an empty bed, made breakfast, tried to keep busy with chores, but every thought wandered back to her. Was she laughing? Was she thinking of us? Did she even miss me? By afternoon, the kids were restless. My daughter flopped on the couch, whining about boredom. My son had disappeared into his room. The house felt too quiet, too still. Then a spark hit me. What if I surprised her? Something sweet, romantic, the kind of thing I used to do before life got heavy. I'd drive up there, kids in tow, flowers in hand, maybe dinner. Show her I cared. Maybe it would remind her of us, of the days when surprises were our thing. I called the kids over. Want to take a little road trip to see Mom? Their eyes lit up. Really? Like a surprise, my daughter asked, practically bouncing. "Yeah," I said. "What do you think?" "She's gonna freak out," my daughter shouted, already running upstairs to tell her brother. 20 minutes later, we were in the car. The kids chattered excitedly, planning what they'd say. I felt good. Proud. Like I was actually doing something thoughtful for once. The 2-hour drive went fast. We laughed, joked, sang along to music. For the first time in weeks, it felt like us again. We pulled into the resort around 5. The place was beautiful: stone buildings, manicured gardens, a lobby with giant windows overlooking the lake. I parked and turned to the kids. "Wait here. I'll find out her room, then we go surprise her." They nodded, still buzzing. I walked through the sliding doors, soft jazz filling the lobby, the warm lighting casting an intimate, luxurious glow. I scanned the lobby, trying to spot the front desk, when my eyes froze. There she was. Near the bar. With a man. For a moment, my brain refused to accept it. My mind stumbled, searching for an explanation. Maybe it was one of her friends' husbands. Maybe they'd all decided to bring their partners last minute. Maybe. Then she leaned in. His arm snaked around her waist, pulling her closer. She tilted her head up, smiling at him like I didn't exist, like I hadn't existed for months. And then she kissed him. Not a brush of lips, not a quick polite peck. A real kiss. Deep. Familiar. The kind that comes from intimacy, from shared history, from a bond that isn't just a mistake, it's deliberate. Time stopped. I couldn't hear the soft jazz anymore, couldn't hear the chatter in the lobby. All I could hear was my own heartbeat, thundering so loud it felt like it might tear through my chest. My fists clenched. My vision tunneled. Every instinct in me screamed, move. Attack. Tear him from her. Make him feel even a fraction of the pain I was feeling. I took a step. Then I heard it, my daughter's voice, soft but trembling. "Dad?" I froze. Turned around. Both kids were there, my daughter, tears brimming, in the doorway, my son standing behind her, jaw tight, muscles twitching with tension. They'd seen everything. Her eyes were wide, full of heartbreak. My son's jaw was locked so tight I could see the muscle shift with every breath. "Dad," my daughter whispered again, voice breaking. "That's Mom." Something inside me snapped. Not in rage, not in fury, but in a cold, precise way. I pulled out my phone and started recording. Hands steady. Zoom just enough to capture the moment, the way she tilted her head, the way he held her, the laugh, the ease, the intimacy. 30 seconds. That was all I needed. I turned to the kids. "Let's go," I said quietly. My daughter clutched my arm. "Dad, wait, we should." "No. We're leaving now," I said, firm. I didn't look back. I walked out of that lobby like I owned the air, jaw set, head high. The kids followed silently, stunned. 2 hours back home felt endless. My daughter cried softly, pressed against the window. My son stared straight ahead, silent, fists tight on his lap. I gripped the steering wheel until my knuckles whitened, my mind flooded with every image I couldn't unsee: her laugh, the kiss, the way she moved like I'd never existed. 20 years of life together, meaningless to her in that moment. When we finally pulled into the driveway, I killed the engine and sat there for a long moment, staring at the dark house. Then I looked at my kids through the rearview mirror. "I'm filing for divorce," I said quietly. "I'm not letting her do this to us." My daughter wiped her eyes and nodded. My son's voice was low, cold. "Good." That night, I didn't sleep. Upstairs, my daughter cried herself to sleep, my son shut himself in his room with headphones on. I sat in my office, laptop open, mind ablaze. She was still at the resort, still with him, still blissfully unaware that I'd seen everything and that the clock on her comfortable life had started ticking. I would use every second of her ignorance to my advantage. Step 1: Money. I logged into our joint accounts, the ones I'd been funding for 20 years. Every paycheck, every sacrifice, every 60-hour week, every missed family dinner, all mine. She hadn't put in a dime. I emptied it. Every dollar transferred into a new account under my name only. Checking, savings, emergency funds gone. Then came the credit cards. I called each company, removed her as an authorized user, canceled every card she had access to. Within 2 hours, she was cut off. One swipe, one purchase, declined. Panic. Immediate. That's what I wanted her to feel. Step 2. Legal protection. I wasn't moving without a shield. Early Sunday, before the sun rose, I called a divorce attorney recommended by a colleague, ruthless, thorough, the kind who didn't leave a single stone unturned. I left a message. An hour later, he called. Emergency consultation, I said. Monday morning. First thing. What's the situation? He asked. My wife's having an affair. I have video evidence. I want full custody of the kids. A pause. I'll see you at 8, he said. The rest of Sunday became methodical. I uploaded the video to a secure cloud. I wrote a timeline, when she left Friday morning, where she went, who she claimed to be with. I pulled financial records showing years of me supporting her while she contributed nothing. Screenshots of her texts, her lies, her love yous, her promises of missing us. Every detail cataloged, every lie documented, everything I'd need to destroy her in court. Sunday afternoon, I faced the kids. Living room. The three of us. Finally, I let myself see the damage. My daughter's eyes were red and puffy. My son looked hollow, like something vital had been ripped from him. I won't sugarcoat this, I said. What you saw yesterday? Real. Your mom had an affair. She lied to us. And I'm ending the marriage. What about us? My daughter whispered, lip trembling. I'm fighting for full custody, I said. You won't be forced to see her if you don't want to. You won't be forced into a relationship with her. That's your choice. I don't want to see her, my son said flatly. Not ever. My daughter hesitated, then nodded. Not right now, not ever, she whispered. I pulled them both into a hug, and for the first time since this nightmare began, I felt something other than rage. I felt purpose. I was going to protect them, no matter what it took. All weekend, her phone stayed silent. No calls. No texts. Too busy with her lover to think about her family. Then, around 9 Sunday night, my phone rang. Her name flashed across the screen. I stared at it for a long moment, letting it ring. Finally, I answered. Hey, babe, she said, cheerful, as if nothing had happened. Just calling to say hi, miss you guys. How are the kids? My jaw tightened. The lie was dripping from her voice. I kept my tone calm, measured. I'm glad you're having fun, I said, because I brought the kids up there yesterday to surprise you. Silence. And we saw you, I continued, voice steady, we saw you kissing him. More silence. Then frantic stammering, wait, what? No, babe, that wasn't. I don't know what you think you saw. I recorded it, I cut her off. The kids saw it too. They're done with you. Her voice cracked. Please, let me explain. There's nothing to explain, I said, cold. All your cards are cancelled. I pulled my money. I've already spoken to a lawyer. Don't bother coming home. You can't do this, she cried, words tumbling over each other. Please, just listen. I just did. Goodbye, I said, and hung up. 10 seconds later, my phone buzzed nonstop. Texts. I ignored the first few, then opened them. Please, you don't understand. It was a mistake. I was confused. It didn't mean anything. You didn't see what you think you saw. That wasn't me. I stared at the last message. Then I opened the video. Hit send. A minute later, silence. No more messages. Monday morning, 8 a.m. sharp, I walked into the law office. The attorney was exactly what I wanted, mid-50s, sharp suit, no-nonsense expression. He shook my hand, gestured to a chair, and cut straight to it. "Show me what you have," he said. I pulled out my phone and played the video. He watched, expressionless, professional, focused. When it ended, he leaned back and nodded. "This is clean. Clear. Undeniable," he said. "You've got everything you need." "What about custody?" I asked. "With this evidence and your financial contribution to the household, full custody is very likely. Especially since the kids are old enough to express their preference in court." "How old?" 17 and 15, I said. "Perfect," he said. "Their voices carry weight. If they don't want to see her, the court will honor that." Relief washed over me. "How fast can we move?" "I'll file today," he said. "She'll be served by week's end. But a warning, she'll fight. She'll beg. Manipulate. Maybe even threaten. Stay strong. Don't engage emotionally. Let me handle it." "I'm ready," I told him. That evening, the front door opened. She walked in around 6. Hell on earth written all over her face, hair a mess, eyes red and swollen. She'd driven straight back from the resort, realizing her money was gone, her cards useless. We were sitting at the table, the three of us, eating dinner. No one looked at her. "Please," she said, trembling. "Let me explain." I didn't turn. Didn't lift my eyes. "There's nothing to explain," I said flatly. She stepped closer. "It was a mistake. I was stupid. I don't love him. I love you. I love this family." My daughter looked up. Anger sharp in her eyes. "You kissed him, Mom." "We saw you," she said. My wife's face crumpled. She reached for her hand. "Don't touch me," my daughter said coldly, pulling away. My son didn't even glance up. Eyes fixed on his plate, refusing to acknowledge her. Desperation in her voice now. "What do you want me to do?" "I'll do anything." "Therapy." "I'll cut him off." "I want a divorce," I interrupted, voice like ice. "I've already filed. Papers will be served by the end of this week." Her breath hitched. "You can't take my kids from me." "They don't want you," I said, quietly. "Ask them yourself." She looked at the kids. Both refused to meet her eyes. "Get out," I said softly. "Where am I supposed to go?" she cried. "I don't have money." "You took everything." I finally looked at her. "You should have thought of that before you decided to mess with someone else," I said bluntly. She froze. Mascara running down her face, trembling, a stranger staring back at me. "This is cruel," she whispered. "No," I replied quietly. "This is justice." She left that night. I heard later she stayed with one of the friends from the girls' trip. But word spread fast. That friend's husband found out about the affair and kicked her out. She tried calling her lover. Blocked. Turns out it was just a thrill for him, no consequences, no commitment. She was alone. 4 months later, divorce finalized. Full custody awarded to me. The judge listened to the kids, heard their pain, their choice. The ruling was clear. She got supervised visitation only if the kids agreed. They didn't. She lost the house, the lifestyle, everything she had taken for granted for 20 years. Never worked a day in her life, no resume, no skills, no safety net. She ended up in a tiny apartment, an hour away, working minimum wage at a grocery store. Everything gone. Her friends turned away. Her family was disappointed. Her lover vanished the second reality hit. She became a cautionary tale, the woman who threw away a good marriage for a weekend fling. Meanwhile, I focused on my kids. We started family therapy. My daughter began to heal, slowly, though some nights I could still hear her crying in her room. My son buried himself in basketball, channeling anger into something productive. They didn't talk about their mother much. And when they did, it was with a mix of anger, disbelief, and indifference. She became a ghost in their lives. As for me, I didn't feel victorious. I felt hollow. I had done what needed to be done, protected my kids, stood up for myself, refused to be disrespected. But the life I thought I'd built, the marriage I thought I had, was a lie. And that truth haunted me more than her affair ever could. How long had she been unhappy? How long had she been planning this? Had she ever truly loved me, or had I just been convenient, a provider, a safety net, someone to build a life with while she waited for something else? I'd never know. And I stopped asking. 6 months later, she called. I almost didn't pick up, but something made me answer. Her voice was small, broken. I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. For everything. I didn't respond immediately. Then, quietly, I said, I know. She hesitated. Do you think the kids will ever forgive me? I don't know, I answered honestly. That's up to them. She started crying. I ruined everything, she sobbed. Yes, I said simply. You did. She hung up. I sat in the living room, staring at the phone, thinking about 20 years, the good times, the bad, the moment it all fell apart. I didn't regret what I'd done, but I didn't feel happy either. I just felt finished. People ask if I regret how I handled it. If I was too harsh. If I should have given her a second chance. No. She didn't cheat in a moment of weakness. She planned it. She lied. She packed her bags, kissed our kids goodbye, spent a weekend with another man, and when I confronted her, she denied it. Gaslit me. Only when I showed her the video did she admit the truth. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. I don't feel bad. I protected my kids. I protected myself. And I made sure she understood actions have consequences. She gambled everything and she lost. I'm not the villain here. I'm the man who refused to be a fool. Will I trust anyone again? Maybe not. Maybe this broke something in me that can't be fixed. But I know one thing, I'll never let anyone disrespect me like that again. And neither should you. If someone shows you who they really are, believe them. Don't make excuses. Don't rationalize. Don't hope it'll get better. Some bridges, once burned, can never be rebuilt. Some people don't deserve a second chance. I learned that the hard way, but I learned it.